Greetings, everyone. Rev.Hawksblood here. All right, I'm not going to say the same things I always say. Well, in a way I am, but in a way I'm not. The world's in trouble. And if you can't see that, you're in trouble. We got a few different major things going to be crashing down on us. But one thing is, you're going to be able to eat? No. You're going to be able to get things? No. You can't even rent a car in Hawaii without paying a fortune for it. Never mind if you can get on a plane or anything else. If you're watching Australia, they're going through a super, incredibly, ridiculous, hard time right now. I want you people that listen to me today, tonight, this morning, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are. The story is what's going to be happening, and it's the truth. It's called UN Agenda 21. All right? And then you can put dash 30, because it's going to take that many years to finish what they're planning on doing. Now, this is my show. I can say whatever I want. I'm not saying prejudice things in a way that most people do. I'm going to say it in a different way. It's my freedom to do and to say and be whatever I want to be, alive or dead. All right. People want to talk about what's going to be happening if we don't get the injection. They keep brainwashing and programming us what that means. All right. Does anybody have a clue what's going to happen with that? I didn't put this link up anywhere because I'm going to put it up in the morning so that I can get it out there mainstream. If I put it up now, it'll just disappear in the woodwork. All right. So here's the thing. I just listened to a couple different speakers talking. One was just finished the conference. All right. We the people of the United States, are pretty dumb, pretty unaware, and it seems like they don't care, in general, most people, what's really happening. We got two super rich people, I guess you could say three, destroying the planet. I mean, if you're a trillionaire and you spend all your money, it's your choice. But what that money could do to the world than being wasted on something really minute or useless to the people that live here. I'm going to say the word Bosco. It's not his name, but it's close to it. Spending that kind of money to go up in space for 10 minutes. He could save half of the planet of all the children starving on it with that money. But he needed his cheap thrill to say, I was in space? That is pretty sad in my book. All right, I'm going to get into a few major things right now. I can't get into the virus in detail. They'll block me. They took my video down. People, I'm going to be doing a workshop. If you're really interested in the truth, I suggest you come to that. I'm not doing it to make money, but let's get into the facts here. All right, there's a site called Gaia. All right, and all the big name UFO people are in it. All the so-called spiritual people are in it. All the big names are a part of Gala. You can join it monthly for the year and things like that. And they allow you to listen to certain speakers and stuff. All right, now, if I tell you this is coming from my view, what I experience, what I know is truth. They're all liars. All of them. And I'll go into why. And I'll put this on every one of their sites tomorrow morning. Now, whether you believe in UFOs or not, that's your choice. Whether you believe in aliens, obviously they would be driving the ships if they were real UFOs. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in demons? Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in deities? What do you believe? You believe in God? Okay, if you believe in God, I guess you should believe in all things. If you don't believe in God, you probably don't believe in anything. All right. Now, I've been involved in this all my life. I have no reason to lie to you, no reason to hide. I almost died 5 times. I traveled out of my body for a long period of time. I know where I'm going when I leave this world. I mean, there's nothing much I'm afraid of. I mean, I went through it all. The only thing I'm afraid of if I got stuck here for a long period of time. I think that would be the worst nightmare. All right, this Gaia. All right, they have a big name speaker who claims to be and says he is and probably is the main speaker in the word disclosure. People have been coming out saying we're going to go into disclosure. Does anybody know what the word disclosure means? What Stephen Greer is trying to bring out about it? Let's see, how many years is it already? I mean, the UFO thing started a long time ago with the government and the Army and the Navy and all that. But as far as what's happening right now, these people have a clue. I can tell you they don't. They're going on other people's stories. And when they come out and say, well, this person was in the Army, top guy, came out with this document, with a document, not an alien, not anything real, a document. A document can be printed anytime, anyway, anywhere. And it doesn't have to be real. You could sign names on it, you could do whatever you want. Does it make it real? The same as people want to believe in pyramids. Okay, what was written in them? Okay, they want to believe in the Emerald tablets, the Sumerian tablets. What was written on them? Who wrote them? Were they coming from ego? Were they coming from mind? What were they coming from? What did they really tell us? And if you look at history and look at the world, we haven't grown at all. I am talking about from the time Atlantis was destroyed till now. Mankind has learned nothing good. As a matter of fact, they're dealing with multiple horrible things. And I'm going to go back and forth a little bit. Greetings, people, that anybody that's coming on. But here's the thing. When we go into this place called Earth and we deal with people, we have a lot of storytellers. We have a lot of people on drugs. We have a lot of people just sick. We have people that just like to tease everybody, play with people, sexually abuse them, mentally abuse them. You name it. We have a lot of horrible conditions going on in this planet. They didn't exist in Atlantis, and we were programmed to kill. When you hear all these incredible stories about the Anunnaki, and they want to believe this, they want to believe that, the only thing they did was teach us bad habits. I should say program us. Now, people, you can talk about DNA all you want. When did we discover DNA? What did it mean when we discovered it? You can track a person. Doesn't mean you're an elephant because you have DNA of an elephant. Doesn't mean you're a hippopotamus, a monkey. They can check your DNA. No, they can't. They're dealing with 12 strands of DNA. There's 32 strands. All right. There might even be more, but that's how much I know there is. There's 32 right now that they should be dealing with because it tells you what race you came from. All right. People say, well, I was a walk-in. I'm a this, that, and the other thing. No, you're human in this lifetime. Sorry to tell you that. There's all these other problems with cloning, and I'm going to get into a little bit at a time, but I just want to get all the top things out there right now. What we're going to deal with, the lies coming from these speakers. Now, I wrote a bunch of letters today. Gaia, it's Gaia, but this guy, Stephen Greer, has been in the UFO world, really got big as of the 1997, when he really started pushing disclosure. But in the background, you got MUFON. And they're the biggest names because they supposedly get everybody to write their stories and send them into them. They're useless people. They sold out their information a long time ago. They don't get involved in detail to help anybody. As you know, I was trying to become a person for them in Hawaii. I knew the person that was here. He was a drunk. Called him up. He wouldn't answer the phone. He wouldn't get involved with any UFO sightings I saw or anything. And they gave me this tests that they wanted me to take. And I said, well, I don't believe half of it. First off, Bud Hopkins created most of the ideas of what it's based on. He never saw an alien. He never was next to a ship. He doesn't know anything about it other than what he got from people telling him through hypnosis. So do I consider him an important person? Of course not. I did hypnosis for many years. It was beneficial to me, and I tried to make it beneficial to the people I worked with. But is it beneficial to the world? Bud Hopkins put a lot of books out and claimed a lot of things by the people that he worked with. But over the time, people kind of realized that what's happening is called programming. And these people that I'm talking about is like Stephen Greer. I mean, I wrote a person's name down, and he's really upsetting. I'm not going to be able to find it. But basically, what these people are saying is totally ludicrous. And they're in the UFO world, convincing, brainwashing people even more than ever. All right, and what they're saying, all right, hold on, let me just get this. Somebody just wrote, yeah, unless you have pictures and everything else. Well, guess what, David? I had thousands of pictures. They're out there. If you go on Kerry Cassidy's show and pull up our old shows, we put up 5 pictures every week of different ships that we shot. I work with Sergeant 18, and we lectured around the United States from 1996 to 2002. We showed pictures of aliens, ships, creatures, entities, you name it. We went public doing orbs in 1997. Wherever we went, we took people out and let them film orbs. And it's not dust, and it's not rain, and all those kind of things. We can prove that. The same as we proved many other things, like all these ships that were out there. We did a show called Strange Universe in 1997. We put a video up there of ships stopping and shooting these orbs out and then moving on. It was on TV. The show was taken off the air the next week, Strange Universe. All right. The people that want to see pictures, I was with Sergeant 18. We had thousands of pictures. We shot over 6 years. We shot about 2,000 pictures almost every other night. And during that time frame, we got a lot of really cool stuff, creatures, entities. We saw a lot of things that we couldn't film, but we have more pictures of ships than anybody else in the United States, just so you know that. All right. He went into hiding. I call it hiding. He disappeared last year. All right. He came into a super lot of money. I did a show. We were doing a show on Kerry Cassidy. And then I was going to be charged $50 to do each show. And I said, I can't afford to do that. I'm not making money. I'm not charging money for this show. And I can't pay $50 for each show I do. So I canceled it. Suddenly he got lots of money. And he kind of disappeared into the woodwork. All right. He copyrighted all our stuff. I have some pictures that I have that he didn't copyright. And even if he did, doesn't matter to me. I was there when we shot him and things like that. So here's the thing, people. A picture's still a picture. A video's still a video. You want the truth. I'm going to give it to you tonight. If you want the real truth, you want the truth more than anything else out there, I'm going to tell you things you need to do. And I'll start with that. John Ford, F-O-R-D, a simple name. He's locked up in the nut house on Long Island. All right? He's been locked up since 1996. He filmed a ship crashing on Long Island. It was in pieces with aliens laying around it. For 3 weeks, and this is no lie, people. You can do the research. And he's in the nut house right now, and they're not going to let him out. Basically, for 3 weeks, they had black, big giant trucks going in and out. And during that time frame, the fire department and the police department had to close off about a quarter of a mile. Nobody was allowed inside that. They set it on fire. They tried to burn all the evidence that was left after they took all the stuff. All right, I went out there not too much after it happened. You could see where the ship came in and notched out all the trees where it landed. Where it crashed down, Now, on public TV in New York and New Jersey, all right, they said John Ford had a barrel of uranium. The most ridiculous statement anybody could say for a person in this reality. One man have a a gallon of uranium. A gallon, I mean a barrel of uranium. Impossible. Second of all, they said he was going to poison all the people in Congress by putting it in their toothpaste. If you believe that story, which people listen to and let it go, is a sad case. All right? Because basically, if anybody had that kind of uranium, he would have been dead. If he was trying to put it in toothpaste, he'd still be dead. All right? If it was even true. He was one of the people working for MUFON. He was in charge of Long Island. He had a Geiger counter. He had a piece of uranium about that big. And he used it to check his Geiger counter when he went out to crop circles. And when he shot the video of the ship, it got out. Now, they arrested him. They didn't put him in, they didn't go take him to trial. They just put him in a nut house. He has to be proven sane before he can even go to trial. Every year, he's able to go to trial. He's got lawyers and everything's happening. They said, okay, we set you up for a court case. And government comes in. We have to reevaluate him. They do it every year. They've been doing it since 1996. And his videos are sent around the world, 4 places. I saw it before he shipped them all out. And those people cannot release him until he dies. The government didn't kill him. They would have, if they could have ended it all, they would have just killed him. But since the videos are out there, and they are the best videos ever taken of a ship. I'm not kidding. Roswell and all those things have nothing even close to it. It's an incredible video. It was filmed in 1995. Obviously, we didn't have all the technology and everything else that they can do to make movies and all that stuff. But he's a normal guy. He lived on Long Island. All right. That video will not be seen. Probably ever. Never. All right. In the interim, when I saw it, he was still out of jail. And we did Strange Universe, the TV show. He was arrested within that week and put in a nut house. He was going to come on Strange Universe the following week after us. All right. And they said, we cannot let that go on TV. We did a show. I'll put the video link up there later. You can watch it. It's only about 30 seconds for the show that we did, but it shows you one of the videos we put up online about a ship going across the sky, stopping, shooting 3 ships out, and then taking off. All right. This was not U.S. technology. It was not German, Russian, or Chinese technology, people. I filmed ships for a long time. I saw my first ship when I was 6 years old. I had one landed in my yard, and I had a witness with me. We were chasing it. I don't want to get into all that. It's not a matter of that, because people want proof. You're going to have to go and do a little research. Get John Ford out of the nut house right now, and you get a lot of proof. All right, find Sergeant 18. I don't know what happened to him. I was talking about another friend who just got out of jail, who I'm going to bring him on my show probably in a week or two. He discovered Area 51, people. He was the first person to bring him up into the mountain and watch the ships come in there every other week. And they were giant mother ships. All right. Now, I'll put it up near the end. All right. I'm not going to do it right this second. I got so much to get into. All right. Here's the thing, people. People want truth. All right. Why do they believe any UFO person? The UFO world, MUFON, have been around for how many years? MUFON, when I was seeing ships here in Hawaii, when I called them, and when I was trying to get them involved, when I went to my friend's house, who has one of the most important pieces of land for UFOs, creatures, aliens, everything else, it's called the Stardust Ranch. All right. They never called me back. They said, we'll call you. They called me 12 o'clock midnight. Oh, we'll call you Monday. They never even cared what I saw, what we seen. I brought 2 people. We filmed aliens there. We filmed a lot of things. We filmed his wife possessed by an entity. We filmed the entity. We saw balls of light coming crashing down every couple of nights, and all kinds of weird stuff was going on. It's more active than the Skinwalker Ranch right now. And I'm telling you, it's a lot smaller piece of property. Anybody that's interested in seeing a UFO, I'm not friends with him now. I'm not going to say why. But if you're really interested and you really want to see a UFO, want to see things, call him. He's online. He put out 2 books. He'll let you stay there. Now, we were going to try to I was going to try to start a spiritual workshop there, but then it all went down in tubes when certain things happened. So if you're really interested and you never saw a UFO, that's a place. Get in touch with him. Go out there, and you'll be right next to a lot of stuff. I put a manual out. Hawksblood1AOL.com. How to see a UFO field manual. If you follow it, you will see a UFO. It's that simple. Now, 3 days ago, I just filmed the ship going across the sky. Everyone, oh, it's a UFO. I mean, a satellite. You can't see a UFO in the middle of the night. Just so you know, people. Most satellites do not have a light on them. They're not bigger than a milk box. How many miles away do you think you can see a milk box in the sky? I mean, if you're not using a telescope or different things like that. Really, people, are you that stupid to believe the idea that everything in the sky is a satellite? All right, shooting stars. Oh, it's a shooting star. I can give you the details. Get my book. I'm giving it away for free. It's just a PDF file. It's about 200 pages long. All right, it's how to go out there, how to look at the sky, what to look for, and everything else. How to tell the difference. All right, the sun's on the other side of the planet. It doesn't reflect its light off of satellites. If a satellite's 3 miles out there, you're not going to see it no matter what. And if it's further out there, guess what? You have no possibility to see it. I have another friend. I'm going to be doing a workshop channel. Basically, I didn't work it out yet. I'm going to be doing a workshop for myself, but I'm going to be doing a conference workshop with a few important people that do not lie, that have more proof than anybody else on this planet. And I'm not lying about that. I could take all the UFO people together and put them together, and they have hardly any information of truth. They say nothing about truth. And I'm going to get into that. That's why I'm doing this show tonight. I am so upset by these people claiming aliens are good. All right? Aliens are good. All aliens are good. Stephen Greer is saying that. Why did I write this guy's name down? Oh, man. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I've been trying to get in touch with Alzando Lewis because he's the big name speaker out there right now, but he's not getting into any major details. Tic Tacs are nothing, people. It's a dot moving around. We shot pictures of real ships, not dots. Here in Hawaii, within the past 6 months, 3 motherships came over Hawaii. I didn't get to see them personally. My friends all around me. Did you see that ship come over us last night? I didn't go out. I built a deck on my house, and it goes right up to my roof. I could lay on my roof and watch the sky now. But it's been raining every night for the past 2 months. I mean, I got an hour in 2 days ago when I filmed a ship. It was going across the sky like this. Stop. I'm back the other way. No satellite can do that. No satellite can change direction, stop, or do anything major. I filmed ships. I filmed I don't know why I'm saying satellite. I filmed the ship. I hit it with a green laser. It was a yellow ball of light. It turned green. Started moving, turned back to yellow. I hit it with the laser again. It turned green again. And then it just kept going. Now, something you'll learn if you go out and start looking at these things I'm telling you about, you're going to notice this if you're trying to film them. UFOs allow or don't allow you to take pictures of them. And that's funny. I mean, 90% of the ones that are doing cool things don't let you take a picture of them. And what do I mean by that? All right, here's a satellite coming across the screen. Where's my finger? Can't even do that. Coming across the screen. And just when you get your camera just right on it, disappears. No satellite's going to do that. And then it's gone. You don't see it. Or you'll by a couple 2 minutes later, you'll see it near the end of the sky going across again. They're psychic, whatever the word they use, what people want to believe about them. All right, these people. All right, I've been in this since I was 1958. I was 6 years old when I saw my first UFO. It was coming to abduct my brother. I'm not a liar. I'm not a storyteller. I have no reason to. I don't even want to be on this planet anymore. It's so destructive, disgusting, and perverted and twisted at every level. And you got more and more people convincing people that we're useless, we're dumb, we're this, we're that, and what they're going to do to us anyway. Now, before I get into that, write this word down and find out what it means. And I'm telling you, most important word you're going to hear in the next 5 years. UN Agenda 21. It's okay. Then it goes, put a dash, put 30, because it's all going to happen before that time frame comes. All right. I'm going to tell you, it's a long story. You need to pull up the information about it. Why the virus is doing what it's doing. Why they're making us get injections. Why they're doing everything they're doing. They're not trying to save people. And if you're slightly aware, you should know that. Now, I just heard on September 7th, they're demanding and they're asking and they're begging people around the world to step off their job that day. Let's lock down the United States. I just heard it today. It's online right now. So I don't even know what day September 7th is, but that's what they're planning on doing it. Okay, companies, if people have the balls, which they don't, it probably won't happen. But if everybody had a pair of balls and a will to power and a desire to change reality, which is getting screwed up, it could stop the world instantly. You know, a meat company, if everybody in the United States stopped eating meat for a meat, they would go bankrupt. All these little things we could do as a nation. But since everybody says, well, I need to work today, I need to do this today, I really don't care, let's see what happens, we're not going to get anywhere, people. I'm telling you, we have serious problems going down. And one of them is Musk. The second one is Gates. All right, do you know what they're doing to the planet? Do you know what they're going to do? Do you have a clue, people? You hear about this money crash, Bitcoin going to crash, and all these different things. They're pushing the batteries. We're way beyond batteries already. Okay, the battery they're pushing right now, the one that they say could push drive a car across the United States for one charge across the United States. Well, they got a little teeny battery about an inch big that will be able to do the same thing for a car. It's an inch big. Now, do you know how long they've been working on that technology? It's not just come out. What do you think they power satellites with? The satellite's this big. What do you think's in there to make it run forever? What do you think they're putting in there? It's radioactive cells. Whatever they call or whatever, I don't know. I'm not going to say I got into that part of it, but I'm going to get back to where I was trying to go. All right. The UN agenda, you need to check it out. UN, United Nations, 193 countries agreed on it. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 193 countries agreed on one world order. If that shouldn't scare you, it should. It doesn't bother you, it should. And you better do your research, what it means at every aspect. And if we crash anytime soon, if you're noticing food prices are escalating, everything else is escalating, all right? And Mr. Musk, here's two simple things. Mr. Musk came out 4 days ago and said he wants to build these robots. He described them. He said they can run like how fast they can run and work and all that stuff. And they can eliminate all the boring jobs. All the boring jobs. What's a boring job? I'm sure in his mind, a job that doesn't pay good money. All right? And a job that poor people need. All right? I mean, Walmart is one of the companies that put robots in there starting to load the stores, the shelves and things like that. They're building the cash register automatic. So you could go there with your shopping cart. It'll already scan the shopping cart and tell you how much you got to pay. You're not even going to have to pull out each object. All right? Guess how many people that's going to eliminate in one store. Now, I know years ago, last time I was in the hospital, they had a robot going up and down bringing medicines to all the different floors. And I'm talking years ago, over 20 years ago. So what's happening? It's changing people. And now, getting back to the second thing Musk comes out with and says, just 2 days ago, oh, people, nuclear warfare is the least you should be worried about. You should be more worried about AI. I hope you know what AI is, people. Artificial intelligence. If you have robots doing everything, driving cars, driving planes, doing all these things, that's called artificial intelligence. So he tells you one thing. He wants to build robots to eliminate your jobs. And then he says, you should be worried about artificial intelligence. Does that make any sense from one of the richest people on the planet? Then we got Mr. Gates. Are you following what he does? All right. I don't know. This video might get taken down when I put it up, just so you know. I'll try to put it up tomorrow. Probably get taken down. I mean, one of mine did. I'm giving up because people don't want the truth anyway. And more people say, well, prove it. I said, did you ever get involved in the UFO world? We lectured around the United States with global sciences. Did you ever go to one? You would have saw what we were putting up then. All right. I mean, we went out to a government piece of land in Jersey and filmed all kinds of weird things. 6-foot mushrooms, fish flying through the air, you name it, dragons flying in the air, invisible, but you can hear them and screaming and all that. I mean, I can go into all of what we recorded and filmed and everything else. And we were lecturing for global sciences. The person died in 2002, I think it was, and then it ended that because his wife couldn't do it by herself. We would lecture with all the top speakers. I knew them all. The good speakers, the important people in the UFO world. People, listen to this, and this is not a lie. They were killed, disappeared, put in jail, or put in a nut house. I'm just going to read a quick list. I mean, just so you know, names of people maybe that are reasons why we're in trouble. Okay, my best friend since I knew when I was 13, Robert Sylvester, his whole family disappeared within 1 week. Bob Dean, one of the most important people in the UFO world. John Ford, locked up in a nut house. Ed Grimsley, 2 weeks before he was killed, he told me they're going to kill me. All right, and he died, but okay, president and vice president of the private SETI. I was good friends with them. She told me, the president, she said to me, they broke into the office, injected her and the vice president, and told them they were going to die. I know the next thing she did, she went out to the reservation for 2 weeks to see if they could help her. She came back and said, no, she's feeling really sick, and she died the next week. He died a month later. And that was the private SETI, not the public one. I don't know if you remember when the movie came out with Jodie Foster and all that. Contact, I don't know what it was called. But it was based on SETI. All right. Fred Bell, one of the most important people in the UFO world. He worked on a HARP system for the government. He was a genius. But he worked with Billy Myers. He was on his ships as well. Fred Bell. He was killed 2 days after he did a show with Jesse Ventura. And Jesse Ventura asked him, and it's a couple years ago, he goes, aren't you afraid the government might kill you? And he said, no, I work for the government. And then Jesse Ventura goes, well, what about me? He goes, well, you're too mainstream for them to kill. Well, he was dead in the hotel room 2 days later, before he even left. Okay, Al Bielek. I can tell you the whole story about the Montauk Project, which nobody knows. You hear stories about it. There was 2 books written about it. They have hardly any proof of what of the real story of what then went down. I was friends with them even till the last couple months of his life when he said they can kill him. My glasses are messed up. When they said they were going to kill him, they couldn't kill him before a certain date. I don't know if you know anything about the Philadelphia experiment. It was a 20-year cycle. And on a 20-year cycle years ago, California, wrong part of the United States, Canada, down to Florida had a blackout. Nothing was ever said about it. One day it happened. All right. Nobody ever asked questions and wondered why. All right. Now, my friend Sean David Morton just got out of jail. I'm going to bring him on my show. The one that discovered Area 51. Okay. The story you need to read, it's probably the second most important UFO story ever happened in the United States. Phil Snyder's story. I know somebody that's was good friends with them and everything else too. But they said he committed suicide. When they want to get rid of somebody, they usually say he committed suicide. You don't wrap yourself in barbed wire, hang yourself, and there's no blood and all these things, and they say you commit suicide. All right. When Phil Snyder was killed, he was telling a story. 67 Green Berets were killed. All right. Richard Smith. All right. Let's see. I can go in a few more names, but I don't want to say them right now because we got all these other names that I'd rather talk about. David Wilcock, Corey Good, Alex Collier, Andrew Bishago, Robert Bigelow, Barbara Messiniak, Richard Dolan, really, uh, Charles Hall. He's one of the few people that I believe. David Icke. All right. These people are great for telling stories, but no proof at all. Telling us stuff. How important is it? Nothing we were told ever is important. I'm doing a workshop in a month. If you want to know what's important about life and death, I suggest you try to get into it. I'm not going to be talking about everything you know because everything you know is a lie. Everything. You want to believe in the Anunnaki? It's a lie. All right. Now, here's the thing. I want to get back to where I was. Sorry. I want to get back to Gaia. Okay, when Stephen Greer came out and started talking, his stuff right now is about. Do you know what he talks about? Do you listen to him? He's putting videos up all the time. Him and Richard Dolan are putting books out. We have a person here in Hawaii where I am, Michael Sala, writing books every month. Well, not every month. He writes every month, but he puts books out every couple months about the government's secret programs and stuff. And he knows very little. He's from Australia. I told him to go back. Talk about the biggest army base on the planet's in Australia, on the northern part of it. I said, talk about that. Nobody does. Nobody. The same as nobody talks about underground cities. Nobody talks about important things, what's happening. They'd rather talk about, peanut butter is getting more expensive today. All right, getting back to Mr. Stephen Greer. He's going on. He's doing workshops teaching people how to talk to aliens. All right. I can't find his name. I'm very bad with names. Sorry, people. But I listened to him for an hour. I watched his video. He did a conference just last week saying, and this is what he said, aliens are good. But he also said this, aliens aren't solid and they're not physical. Because he's an idiot. Shouldn't say the word idiot. Wrong word. Sorry, people. He's delusional. He doesn't know anything. When people say things like that, because they have no experience. All right. I can say a couple other names. I'm not going to. But here's the thing. When they say aliens are all good, are all the good people? Are there all good people on planet Earth? And who do we put up in the satellite? All the homeless people? Who are we putting in the satellites? The drug addicts, the robbers, the thieves? No. So when a ship on another planet, universe, comes out and sends a ship out, who are they going to put on that ship? All the homeless people? I mean, it was like Superman when they put all the bad people in a triangle and sent them out into space. They're not going to put them in their best ship to go and do something. People can't even put simple facts like that together. All right. When Mr. Greer goes there, they're going to help us. What? What did he say they did, or what did they do to help us in the whole time? They were here before we were, in that whole time. Nothing good. All right. Now, this other person also said, okay, the stories were made to protect certain things, like World War II. We just came out of the war and they wanted to promote what? To take the attention off of it, promote aliens as fake, but make it like take over people's thinking so that they don't have to think about what's really going on. To hide things. Then they put stories about like everything's coming from Russia. Well, in 1952, the year I was born, ships went over the White House. In 1952, fleets of ships went over the White House. It happened 3 days, 3 different days. People saw it. Thousands and thousands of people saw it. And that's when Mr. Truman already had created and was working on the idea that we have to do something about that. He created MJ-12. MJ-12 is probably the most important organization on the planet, even though they're secret, they're higher than the government, the president. All right, because the president doesn't know what they do. When Eisenhower became president, he was pushed into the UFO world and he didn't even want to be. And he had to follow through with some of the things. But he didn't know everything that's going on. And now we got his daughter out there, his granddaughter and his daughter out there speaking about it, talking about going to Mars and doing all those kind of things. If you believe that, good luck. There's a word, and I'm going to explain it. It's called programming. I use the word hypnosis, mind programming. And I don't care what any person in the hypnosis field or teaching it or training and trying to do it are lying. Because you can hypnotize any person that gets hypnotized can be hypnotized to do anything you tell them. Anything. I worked with Kreskin when I was 12, started doing hypnosis when I was 14. Every friend I had, and if you get in touch with any one of them, they'll tell you about it. The one thought I had a spell on him, and he stayed in the house for like 6 months before he came out and said, take the spell off of me. I gave each person a word. I could say the word 3 times, and they'd be out completely unconscious. And then I could tell them to do anything I wanted them to do. And they would do it. I had all my friends around me and asked them what they want him to do, and I would tell him to do it, and he would do it. Good, bad, or indifferent. All right. My brother didn't believe me, and I tried proving it to him. He goes, oh, this is all set up. I said, somebody's trying to kill somebody, you think it's a setup? Well, getting back to aliens, when they first started abducting people, when I got involved with it, were taking people, all right, and they mind programmed them to remember nothing. Truman, when he made his deals with these aliens, said they cannot remember what happens. And they didn't. One out of a lot of people being abducted remembered what happened. And guess what? Majestic 12 said that can't go on. So when they work with aliens, they gave them a number of how many people they could take, kill, eat, and whatever you want to say. All right. What they allowed was a certain number. But then they said, okay, that's not working. You got to make sure that they come out with a different story than what's really happening. So guess what, people? And I'm telling you straight out, go to UFO conference and listen to the people that call themselves experiences. Experiences are people that have great experiences with aliens. They believe what they were programmed to believe. Check out Corey Good and what he says and why. Well, the alien shows him videos in his mind. Really? Is that not programming? And he believes it. So these other people that say they were in their bedroom and an alien took them into a ship and took them places and showed them things. Really? You talk about proof. None of these experiences have any proof. Any proof at all. You can come up with stories. You can come up with great words. We created a lot of words since the beginning of time, didn't we? How many of them are important? I mean, and in different countries say it different. They call a car an auto. I mean, there's different ways of saying the same thing. But what about when there was no cars? I mean, they had very little in Jesus' times. How many words did they actually have in their vocabulary? So when we talk about spiritual, which I'm doing a workshop on, people don't even know what the word means. All right. So when we talk about being programmed, it means they're taken out of bed, programmed, and then they're taken on a ship. But they're not seeing what's happening on the ship. They're given a program what's happening. They come back, put back in their little bedroom. Oh, I just saw cities. I saw other planets. I saw where we're going to go. I see what they're going to do for us. What? Not one of them came out with anything beneficial, except Mr. Tesla. And why did Mr. Tesla come out with something important? Because he worked with an alien race. I saw his actual documents, and he said it a few times in there. He wasn't a genius. I always thought he was until I realized that he couldn't have learned that in school. He invented 200 inventions, 50 of them are the most deadliest weapons on the planet. Well, yeah, the programming that people go through about what we should be, how we should live, is a program. And the UN agenda is the biggest program that's going to happen in the next 10 years. All right, it already started, people. It's not like it's over, it's not going to happen, we can stop it. It's already started. I'm not going to go into all the facts. They'll shoot me or whatever. I mean, not that I'm worried. I don't worry about dying. I worry about living, because it's going to get ugly and more ugly. Seeing children coming down with dementia and Parkinson's in the next 3 to 5 years. The chemicals they've been feeding you for the longest time have been making you sick. It's common sense, if you have any kind of brain, that synthetic sugar is more dangerous than real sugar is. And they put that in everything you eat now, everything you drink. The fake salt they use, and all these fake substitutes for things that and real to the planet. All right. Now, I like I said, I filmed, and my friend Sergeant 18, we filmed more stuff than anybody else in the United States. When we put it out there, people did not really care. I mean, the people that came to the conference were interested. Yes, but people outside of that, nobody was begging to see a UFO. Nobody cared about going on a ship. Nobody cared about those things. The UFO world took a long time to get started. When Stephen Greer started pushing disclosure, suddenly he changed the reality of what aliens are here for. Okay, look at the planet. Look at Russia, China, Japan, and the United States. We all have an agenda. How we live, what we want out of life, what we're going to allow people to do in life. Do you think an alien race has to have the same agenda that we have at any level? They are not compassionate. They don't have feelings like we do. None of them do. So to have a conversation with a fool that doesn't care what you think or feel, when they take people on ships and when they play with their bodies and take parts, they torture them. But they reprogram them so they don't even know what happened. All right, it's like being put on. They don't even give them like pain medicine because they're experiencing the pain, but they can't move. There's a big difference in not experiencing the pain. When you get an injection that numbs you, puts you to sleep, that's a different story. Aliens don't even do that. Your eyes could be wide awake and frozen open, watching what they do to you, but then they strip that from you. They never, in the old days, they didn't have to, but now they do. And then they give you this beautiful program of being in La La Land, which everybody really wants to go to. You're in hell, people. It doesn't get worse than being here. When you die, when you step out of this body, you're going to realize the next realm is a lot better than this realm. And if you could ever get past that realm, it gets 100 times better. And it keeps getting better. God created hell for a reason. Science don't want to know what that reason is and never will. People that don't want to know about the truth just might not ever, and they'll reincarnate over and over. Until you want the real truth, why you are here. Not about having family, not about having money. It's not those things. And if you think you can make a better job and more money like Gates and all these people, you're in a delusional place. You're doing exactly, and this isn't coming from a religious place. Jesus said it's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich person to get into heaven, which is a fact. It's not a story. He said it many times. I'm not going to go into that, but I have a book on true teachings of Jesus from God Realization. But and I think that's more important than any other book you can read, including the Bible. But the people are programmed already, and more people are getting more programmed than unprogrammed. You got to be this, you got to be that. All right. When you take over people's consciousness, it's not a good thing. When you tell them you can't do this and can't do that, you're stealing their freedom. But we're losing our freedom here. We lost it when Atlantis was destroyed. The Anunnaki and a couple of the reptilians, the Nordics, I mean, all these races came down and they started playing with us. Each one had their own agenda. Greys are dying out, and that's why they're trying to breed their race. Reptilians have sex with humans as well. They're really a bad race. The Nordics hang out with them, so they know better. Even though they wear white robes and have blue eyes and everything they're Jesus or spiritual beings, they are not. The tall whites are different. All right. I didn't meet one personally. Like I said, I can't talk about him in general, but I just know by one person that I dealt with for 2 days. I got to talk to him and workshop with him in different things. Because he was at Area 53 and 54. That's where they keep the other different alien races, just so you know, people. That's all out there. It's fact, whether you want it or not. It doesn't matter. Who cares what you think? Think the government cares if you believe this or not? When we went to the moon, they were the people that put out the flyers saying we didn't go to the moon the next couple months. They were trying to cover up what we did. Then when they said they lost all the pictures, Japan says, don't worry, we have them all. So, the stories that we hear are lies. Now, I wanted to get into a lot of things. Let me just try to get back on schedule here. All right. When Stephen Greer did all this stuff, now he's doing these workshops, how to talk to aliens. He wants to bring people down a rabbit hole. All right. Now, here's two things that I wanted to get into. Just not real long. First, all right, what is the government really doing with aliens? How long have they been really working with them? Since 1940s. Is it important what they're doing? Of course it is. To certain people, not to poor people, not to middle class people, to the rich people that are paying for all the things being created. Underground cities are costing a fortune. I can go into all that, where they're getting their water, where they're getting this from, where they're doing that. It's all out there, people, if you even care. Not one person talks about that. Why is that? It's too hard for them to believe it's real? Now, why aren't they talking about how many people get abducted in a year? Why are they not talking about how many people disappear in a year? I mean, aliens have different reasons for taking us. Sometimes they bring us back. Most of the time, we believe they bring us back. But all the homeless people and all the different people that they take, they don't need smart people to take their blood, take their semen, take in their ovaries or anything like that. We sure don't have brains that they need. Tesla was given a brain to do what he did, creating these horrible weapons that are going to slowly destroy the planet. The HARP system is the most dangerous weapon on the planet. And now that they play with CERN, which is the second most dangerous weapon. All right, people, do you care, or you just want to know, good aliens are going to come and play with you? Really? Is that what you're hoping for? The government doesn't care what you believe, what you think. They allow it. You know why? They can't stop it. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to prove it to you. I'm not going to tell you anything more than we had 3 major wars in space already. I will tell you this. Mr. Putin, and I said it for years, and nobody cares. Why is that? Mr. Putin, on Russian TV, came out and said, I want Trump, and he said that, to tell the world what they're doing with aliens. I want them to tell the world what really happened at 9/11. And he said he wanted Trump to do that. Then he said Russia has been working with 27 alien races. 2 of them want to destroy the planet. All right, think about that in reality. What would that really mean? They're having a war with them. Luckily, it was up in space. We had 2 wars in the United States with them down here. The Greys aren't good. None of them are, which I tell people, oh, no, they're good. There's good ones and everything. Yeah, tell me a good spiritual person on this planet. Name one. They pretend they are, they say they are, and they talk bullshit. Why is that? I haven't met anybody that could talk about God, talk about angels for real. Oh, they help us, they protect us. Do they really? From what? Life? We live in this world of programming at every level. People can't break it, can't see through it. They want to accept all the lies they've been programmed with from their parents. Most parents have no clue what protection means spiritually. Not at all. And without that, you're open to aliens, you're open to demons, you're open up to creatures, entities But are you ready to face that and deal with that? Probably not. Why not? All right. Now, okay, when I said that, okay, are people really brain dead because they're accepting all these programmings? The experiences, like I said, are believing the stories they think that happened. All these people that went to Mars, do you believe them? I mean, Bashaga was the first person saying he went to Mars with the president. Laura Eisenhower, the granddaughter, said she went to Mars. And all these people saying they went to Mars. Why? Who paid for it? What really is going on Mars that we need to worry about or no? All right. Now, Russia went to the moon. So did China. They got their evidence that they want. There's a base. I saw the video of the ships on the other side of the moon. The ships, sorry, the cities. All right. Well, are we going to be involved with that? Of course we are. They want to create a tour. But that's not the real reason. You got to look at who's controlling the country, who's controlling the world right now. Why are they doing what they're doing? Why are they allowing it? Do you know when we supposedly cure a virus, we create 2 or 3 more every time? Known fact. When we think we solved the disease, we create 2 more. All right. With that being said, this virus is going to spread even more. Now, a psychic in New York City said the virus is going to hit and destroy a big percentage. It's going to go away and come back and hit again. And then it's going to be gone. She said around this year. She was right on, but she died. She was on TV a lot every month and stuff like that. I never liked it. She was always smoking when she was talking. It was really bad. But this virus is going to be a downfall, but it's created. I'm not going to go into that story. I'm knocking on my door right now. Maybe tomorrow, but not right now. But the virus was given to China. And they played with it. And they started killing people. And then they said, well, we just can't kill our country. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and it relates to that. When AIDS came out, it was created. Why? I'm not going to go into details, but it was given out. And all the people being put in prison had it. In Jersey, New Jersey, okay? I had a friend who worked in the prison. Well, everybody in the prison was getting it. What they had to do, what they did, they took 10 from this group, 10 from that group, 10 from that group, and shipped them to every other prison in the United States. They couldn't have all these people dying in one prison. So they spread it out. Do you think they're not doing the same thing right now? You don't think countries and leaders are doing the same thing? You don't think they have the cure for it? Really? I can't say that. I'll be blocked permanently from Facebook. I can't even say it in my workshop because then they'll block my show. Well, I could do it live and get it out there, but after the workshop's over, I won't be able to put it anywhere. Whether I will or not anyway is a different story. I'm only doing it for people that are ready to take a giant step out of the program world and move into the spiritual realm. All right? And I'm telling you, it's the only thing that's important. Nothing else is. No matter what you believe in, no matter what you say, I'm going to put the video, the program, what it looks like, up at the end of this before I end the show. But, okay, where are we really going right now? All right. I'm trying to get, oh man, I've been doing this for an hour. I'm going to have to go at least another half hour. I know people can't stay up. I was going to sleep, and I wasn't going to do the show. And I suddenly woke up and said, no, I got to do it. I got to release this information tonight. All right. Whether this stays up or not, I'm going to put it up everywhere tomorrow. If you don't see it anywhere on Link, Twitter, Facebook, guess what? They took it down already. But here's the thing. If you're listening to it, you're one of the few people that get to listen to the truth, if you really care. I mean, if you're going to start asking me to prove everything, that's a different story. I don't have the time to do that. I mean, I have some pictures, but I don't have all the pictures we shot. Like I said, when we split, which was last year, he has all the, I gave him all, we shot pictures every night. We went to his house. I went to sleep, and he was downloading them all. And then I didn't see him for a couple of weeks, and guess what? I copyrighted all our pictures. Copyrighted 2,000 pictures right then and there, and some videos. He sold the video for $500,000 of the alien he shot with my camera. They didn't like it, and they wanted their money back. They had to give him $50,000 because they took the video. But in the interim, when we did Strange Universe, we put a video up on there. And that show was taken down the week after we did it. And then that next week, they arrested John Ford. And that was the same couple months when they killed John. Hold on, sorry. I've been working in my yard. I got all kinds of dust in my eyes. Phil Snyder was killed. All right. So Stephen Greer is coming out teaching people to talk to aliens. Why is that like a good thing? What would it mean? Not much, because they have nothing to tell us. They never did. They don't know much about God. They don't know much about aliens. I mean, angels. They do know about different alien races, which were many. They don't talk about deities, demons, entities. And now this other person that says aliens are not solid, they're not here. All right, then he talks about interdimensional creatures and entities. Well, then how does the average person, including him, which he has no clue, the difference between a dimensional alien and a deity or a demon? A demon can, I did exorcisms, I did all that too. I was a high priest when I was 16. I was dealing with 32 psychic abilities. I didn't learn them all. I learned many of them, but not all of them. But I realized you can't use them in this planet or you'll destroy reality. And people don't even believe that yet. People think they're great healers, which they're not. Nobody's a super great healer on this planet. Nobody could step into the place Jesus was in or very few other beings were. All right? They can say whatever they want, but they're not there. And I always say, if you could levitate a butterfly, all right, a caterpillar, a mouse, or a car, you could levitate a mountain. I was a magician for 25 to 30 years. I was a fire dancer, Native American fire dancer, for almost 35 years. So I get to sit down with many elders, including Thomas Vinyaka. He was the carrier of the Hopi prophecy. I was with him right before he died. And he said, mankind's not going to listen. And the Hopi prophecy is trying to be changed by white people. James Keamy became the carrier of the Hopi prophecy after Thomas Vinyaka died. And he was trying to rearrange it. And now it went to Grandfather David, I think, has it right now. But it moved along the line. But basically, it was made better, meaning the native prophecy, which was written in caves underground a long time ago, said if the white man doesn't unite with the red man, the world will be destroyed. And that was their prophecy from their God. They had a different God, all right? They didn't use the word God that the Christians used or anybody else did. The same as all the Lakota people and every other tribe had to be forced to become a Christian, or they were killed. So, people in the United States aren't spiritual people, never were. People that came here were never spiritual people. There are no spiritual people here. There's great liars and storytellers and delusionists, people creating a delusion in your reality, making you think it's real. All right? Nothing we do is good. What did we create that's beneficial to the human race right now? Where's all the money going? Where's all the money going that we don't know where it's going? Why is that? How come people could say certain things and not even know where our money is going? All right. And that means, okay, into food? No. Into protection of people? No. Better homes for people? No. Underground cities, spaceships, travel, doing numbers to the planet with geothermal. I mean, fracking, they're the most dangerous things and the worst things they could be doing to the planet right now. What was this? Let's see. Prophecy of August 21st. Well, let's see what happens then. Nothing. All right. Nobody's going to give, I mean, I hate to say this, in the Bible it says nobody's going to know the time and place. Nobody will. God's not going to say, hey, bad people, good people, I'm going to destroy it tomorrow, giving the good people a place to try to hide and the bad people a place to hide. No, it's going to take everybody out. Most everybody. Nobody deserves to be here. How many people are doing anything beneficial to the human race or helping them in any way? Well, we're helping people die in the hospitals. Really? You know, when they say one child, they'll blow a bomb up in the country and destroy half of the villages there. You know, when Christians think they could go to another country and kill people, I'm going to get into it. That's a whole different subject. But getting back to what's happening. All right. Let me try to finish this up if I can real fast. As far as I probably can. I've been working with abductees since the 70s. People, I wasn't making money. I wasn't doing it for fame and fortune. I was doing hypnosis, regression. I created past life regression, which some famous old woman said she did, and trying to help them that way. But when I was working with those people, I was dealing with people in the 70s that were pregnant, 8.9 months pregnant. They were abducted and the children were taken. She went to the hospital the next day, the sonogram, whatever they call it, no proof of being pregnant even. They stripped her everything inside her. All right, it happened 2 years later again to the one lady I know. She lost a second child as well. She was abducted a year after that and showed her children and said she'll never get to see them again. All right, I do a show every Tuesday with a woman that's been abducted half of her life and still is. She's in England. She's going to finally release a book, which I've been begging her to do. I said, you got to put a book out. And she's going to, but she's going through all the symptoms of radioactive poisoning. She's been on a ship a lot. They got her children up on one of the ships, and they can communicate with her, and the aliens don't know why, and that's why I think she's alive. But I mean, she's going to tell her story in the book. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, people. Excuse me. Sorry. So check the show out. We don't put any lies on there. We talk about what's going on in her world, my world, what's happening here in Hawaii right now. But we're not trying to make anything sound good. We're not making anything better than what's really going on. It's really bad what's happening. All right. Getting back to these people. I mean, all these so-called speakers. Sorry, I can't tell you the person's name. He's really big. These people are super famous, talking about all the good aliens and blah, blah, blah. They're real. They're not. They're going to help us. But nobody's talking about the truth. So now, even Travis Walton, one of the biggest movies ever put out about UFOs that was supposed to be a real story, it's up in the air right now. I know him. I knew him. Now he claims to be a healer. And it seems like everybody that gets abducted seems to become a healer afterwards and thinking they're super energies and is beneficial to the world. All right. The problem is healers only use a person's energy. If a person was a healer, heal the world. What's the big deal? You can heal one person, you can heal the whole world. You can heal an animal, you can heal all the animals. It's just that simple. Well, I can only heal people that want to be healed. Really? You don't think all people want to be healed? And they want to take credit? No, a person's own consciousness, allowing soul to do what they need to the body, will heal it if it needs to. I'm not going to go into stories. I did 3 times. When I started traveling out of my body, when I had my death experiences, when I did all the things that I did to get me where I'm at, I can say I challenge anybody on this planet with the truth. I don't know anybody that did everything that I did can stand up for what Jesus was, and God is. Never mind, talk about Bigfoot. I was less than a foot away from one. Talk about aliens and ships and everything else along the way. I cannot be abducted. You can't get me on a ship. I got a light ship blinking at me all the time outside. I'm trying to get it to come down and say something, but it can't bring me up on the ship. I learned that with a Tibetan teacher I had. He took me in the inner worlds, and he was trying to make me fight the creatures in the astral plane. And there's a lower realm there where all these things are coming out of right now. If you watch all these UFO, not UFO specials, the ghost specials and paranormal, you're going to see videos of all these strange creatures coming into the planet because of two reasons, people. One was the Philadelphia experiment. It opened a black hole. And then we got CERN that's doing the same thing right now. And it's allowing more entities and creatures and things coming into this reality that should not be in here. All right, but we're creating a merge between the astral plane and this physical realm. Everybody's talking about going into these higher dimensions. No, it's called the astral plane. Each realm has 3 realms, all right, including the physical realm, first, second, and third dimension. Each one of those realms have 3 dimensions in it. So when they're saying we're going into 6th dimension, it's nowhere spiritual. Look at what they come out with. Look what they say. Look at what people are saying. God loves us, or love's the answer. Love is not the answer for anything. My book is really important. I got my first 2 books free, but I didn't get that book free to ship it out yet for free. My True Teachings of Jesus from God Realization. All right, before I end the show, I'm going to tell you something. I'm aware of all my lifetimes, most of them, back to Atlantis, and one lifetime before that. Atlantis was the only time the planet was called the Garden of Eden. Aliens didn't like that, so they had to destroy Atlantis. There were 9 races here. 5 of them left. Each one of those 5 races became I call them a little god or a deity, whatever word you want. Green Torah, Shiva, and all those kind of names, including Krishna. All right, they were people. All right, that left this realm when Atlantis was destroyed. They rose to a high level. They didn't want to be here. The white, yellow, red, and black race stayed here. And they're the ones that are here now. They're the ones that have no clue about spiritual truth or psychic abilities. I mean, in Atlantis, we had 32 psychic abilities. Nobody even talked. We didn't eat meat. We didn't kill. We didn't steal. We couldn't lie. And all those things didn't exist. All right? Aliens didn't understand us at all. And they still don't. They don't understand our feelings and our emotions. All right? So what I want you to do is think about what I said. I mean, you might not believe anything I said. That's your choice. I'm not here to brainwash you, program you, recondition you. I'm just trying to put the truth out there. Whether you want to listen to it or not, it's your choice. Whether you want to listen to all these idiot speakers go on and on about lies. You know, I could get booted off because I say that. But they'll allow these speakers to say, well, the good aliens are going to come down and they're going to help us. Really? What fictional, delusional world did they come from to say that? And why isn't there no proof? Aliens were here a long time before man came here. And they were destroyed, and some of them left. Why do you think pyramids are empty? Why do you think the world is what it is, and why we're not where they were? Because they were playing with power, and they destroyed themselves. We're doing the same thing. And then you always say we create a cycle over and over, and we do. Hold on, let me just see if I can pull up this thing right here. I think I put it here. Let me just check. I hope so. It's not there. Oh no, where is it? I wanted to put the link up just to show you the show that we did in 1996. I thought I put it here. I was sure I did. Oh no, I got to pull it up somewhere else. Hold on. Give me a second, people. I'm not going to forget you. Oh, here it is. Okay, this was in 1996. All right, let me get rid of this. Put this over here. I'm going to put it right here. All right, that video was Strange Universe. I got cut out of the preview. Okay, basically, it was what we were going to talk about that show. It's called Strange Universe. It came out in 1996. Sergeant 18, what they call him, and then they showed you the video. It was online when they filmed it. They came to our house, his house. We were all there, and they did this. They were with us for a few hours to get what we were doing and showing and everything else. It was fun. Uh, check it out. I mean, I'm not a liar, and I said, look, I'm not going to prove anything to people right now. Either you want the truth or you don't. And if you don't believe in God, I can't prove that to you. And I don't want to. You don't deserve to be a part of God if you don't want to believe in it. And believing in something you don't know what it is useless as well. Praying to God and you don't know what it is, who, where, what it really is useless. That's like praying to Superman. What good is it going to do? You can't call on something if you don't know what it is either. If you don't know who Jesus was, what he did, what he taught, how can you ask him to protect you? All right, my book is explaining what he taught. Sorry, people, it's not in the Bible. If you read all Mary Magdalene's manuscripts and all the other ones that came out, there's a lot more truth in there about what should have been put in the Bible. But the people that created the Bible didn't want any of that stuff in there. Because when Jesus was killed, they tried to kill everybody that was doing anything Jesus taught them. They became afraid. Anybody with psychic powers is considered evil in those days. And people are still afraid of him. If a person like Jesus came to this planet right now, who do you think would follow him? Jesus' followers, his disciples didn't even follow him, were turned against him and didn't even care after he was killed until they saw him come back. Jesus had to prove he was alive after they supposedly killed him. That's what his teachings were about. But where do you go and all those other things? He taught that as well. Mary Magdalene, and I was there. I'll finish that as what I said. I was aware of all my past lives. It was my second most important lifetime when Mary Magdalene was the most spiritual person ever to walk this planet because she could do everything that Jesus did and had to finish teaching all the disciples. Plain and simple. If she wasn't there, nothing would ever happen. The Bible would have never been created. The stories would have never been created because they already gave up on Jesus when he was killed. They even voted to kill him. So after he was killed, they didn't believe anything was real at that point now. And Mary Magdalene had to come to them and say, look, Jesus is alive. And then trying to prove it to them. They had to learn stuff before that could happen. Mary Magdalene was the only one with the ability to do that and teach them. Funny, her and Thomas were the one few people that left the country to teach in other countries. Thomas went to India. His teachings were taught in India. They called him Jesus because basically anybody that wore a robe and had hair and you didn't have ID cards and anything to prove who you were, they called him Jesus. But here's the thing. Jesus did leave this lower realm. All right. But he's not an alien, which the UFO world's trying to create. The Venus people from Venus are trying to say he was an alien. Billy Myers is saying the same thing because he's working with aliens. Jesus was here for a fact, people. He wasn't God. Never, ever said he was, ever. He was the most spiritual person. He had 32 psychic abilities because he went through ascension. Nobody on this planet went through ascension. You got Corey Good teaching ascension. And he's working with aliens who are brainwashing them. All right, what do you want for truth? Stephen Greer is talking people how to talk to aliens. You got all these people doing courses and nothing important. Mary Magdalene I was with Jesus the whole time he was with Mary Magdalene. She was my best friend. All right. Basically, Jesus knew what was going to happen. I mean, he told them all. He told everybody what was going down. But they didn't care. They all denied him, and everything else went down that he told them that they were going to do. But in the interim, Mary Magdalene had his child, people. But I don't want to get into that. I want to finish it back up in the UFO world. Most people don't believe in religion anyway or anything about it. And it wasn't a religion. Jesus wasn't teaching a religion. All right, people. I gave you enough stuff to think about. The link, it's going right up right this second, just so you have it. That link, click on it, you'll see the special on Strange Universe in 1996. And that's when we were lecturing around the United States for about 5 years. And not too many people were really, really interested in the truth about aliens and government and what the connection was and what was really going down. All right, people, I almost didn't do this show. I was hit like with a wave of being like so tired. I laid down and I jumped up and said, I can't go to sleep. So people, with this, give this link to everybody you know, put it on any UFO person you know. I challenge anyone in the United States, in the world, in China, Germany, Russia, Italy, France, about the truth about aliens and why we're here. There's a big difference. All right, aliens are almost as bad as Satan, if you believe in Satan or not. The dark side, the dream, the dragon, whatever religion you're in, whatever you want to call it, it's real, and it's inside you until you get rid of it. So there's a lot of things to learn, people. And if you're ready, it can happen. If you're not, it won't happen. But I suggest you think about it. I'm going to just put this up here at the end for anybody that's even thinking about. Hold on, let me get to it. Would even think about taking a giant step in their unfoldment, but most people don't want to. All right. I don't know how much I can fit on there. I'm going to try to get all of this on there. Let's see what happens. I can't copy it. Why is it? Okay, it goes. All right. I'm going to try to stick this up. Let's see what happens. Oh no. It didn't take it. Hold on, let me try again. Oh no, it's not taking it. Let me try one more time. This workshop I'm doing the end of next month. It's gonna blow every other workshop ever done away. I promise you that. Where did my show go? I'm sorry about the space. I'm just trying to copy this whole thing and put it in it up. I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm gonna try one more time. I'll see if I can get it up. Where did it go? That's funny. Yeah, this is crazy. I can't find it now. It was right there. I copied it and now it disappeared. That's really bizarre. All right. I'll be doing a show Tuesday. After the end of the show Tuesday, I'll make sure I put it out there again. It's gone. I was having a conversation today, and the government cut it and cut us off, and my phone had a whole bunch of numbers on it. It just disappeared. Well, what can I say? That's bizarre. Well, sorry, people. I'm not going to put that up right now. I can't find it. But the workshop I'm doing will be the last week in September and the first week, the month after, for the first Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to get into all the topics in detail. I'm not doing it for the world because the world doesn't want to hear it anyway. I'm doing it for people that are ready, willing, and desiring to face reality, the truth, and a higher level of awareness and what that really means. Why you're really here. And it's sure not to get a job, to get a family, and have kids, and have cars, houses, boats, and that's not what life's about. Never was. But since the dark side controls what we think and believe and feel as truth, nobody looks for it. So with that, everybody, thanks for coming in. I know it's in the middle of the night for me. Well, for you, sorry. It's getting early in the morning. I'm going to put this up on Facebook, and I'll try to put the other link from my workshop up on that as well. So I'm on YouTube, Twitter, and linked. At least for now. Who sees how this one goes? They monitored my last one. I mentioned the virus, and they took it down, and then they threatened me. So we'll see what happens with that. Peace, love, compassion, whatever you need in your life. Hope you find it. Tommy Hawksblood here. Oh, I'm just going to put this up there real fast again. All right. Text me, email me. I'm on Skype under Hawksblood11. I'm going to put that there as well because I'd rather talk to people than type. I like to look at people for real. Know that I'm talking to a real person. All right, people. Till next time. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it.